Hello, welcome to today's single knockout event. We will be racing a special Lego track, and oh my, do we have a lot of players. Today we will be racing a track that was revealed to the players about 20 minutes before the event, and they had to discover that, and now they will be racing it. We will be starting with a 2 life segment where players have 2 lives and lose 1 when they finish last. The lives will be signified by the II in their names, and after the first player is eliminated, we reset to 1 life, and the game goes on as a regular knockout. We have a sprint track, and quite a few players going Cougar, quite a few staying on Toyeka, as we've seen in most competitive events where the two cars are allowed. Toyeka is generally the preferred choice, so will be interesting to see. Let me quickly see if it's running properly, and it is. So this is the front of the wheel, Rod and Zyno, but what we need is the back. So I'm gonna be doing it with arrows again, and quite a few crashes at the start, but in the back of the field is Rod so far, but Bardia is falling back after the jump. I think they couldn't prepare for that. They said they didn't really prepare in the 20 minutes. They downloaded it and joined instantly. So that's gonna cause them some difficulties and might save the few other players from this first elimination. The two eyes in the name still represent the 2 lives, but that could be gone in 2 races. And based on what we're seeing, I kind of expect it to happen. While we see whether Bardia goes for the right or the left finish, I think they still need to figure out which way the 2 finishes are. And this will be it, so that's 1 life for Bardia. And it is working. So, Road Powerade and Ganesh starting from the last row. Oh, there's a lot of cars flying around in turn 1. Kiki near the tail end, but now Ganesh and Frostbitten, they still have 2 lives though, so it's not the end of the world. And if they can keep going with 1 life until the reset, that should be enough. Oh, Ganesh is gonna mess up Kila by not making the jump onto Yeka. So that's unfortunate for Kila. Kila should still be saved by Bardia if the previous race is anything to go by, unless Bardia has really quick tackle running skills. But the Cougar is catching up as well due to its higher speed, and Kila manages to overtake for 13th. And oh, that was Rokrachek with a crash, who is now 50 meters behind. He needs Bardia to fail, or Zyno! Zyno struggling at the tunnel section. I think the boosts aren't very forgiving on the Toyeka. Oh, and he's gonna fall further behind. And Bardia now knows how to finish. So, they will be 13th, and Zyno going for the risky finish. He kind of had to, but not being able to complete that and flipping just as I say that. So we are going Bardia in the back of the field. Until now, there's a lot of chaos in these first few turns. I'm not sure what the best way is for them to navigate it. Rod falling back quite a bit, but Ganesh is right ahead, and Ganesh doesn't really know the cards, and also Ganesh failing there a bit, but Ganesh is gonna jump to the left again, and Rod couldn't have predicted it. But that's another question. We now have a knockout on our hands. It's Rod, T, and Kila Borus near the back of the field. Seems like Zyno is fairly safe. Bardia is not at the moment, but they were able to get ahead of T and Rokrachek. They are going for the safe finish. Frost falling back to 12th, I think. He might have had some issues with the risky finish. Closer and closer to that 1 elimination that will break the ice in this whole game, and afterwards every game will be elimination. And Bardia is falling to the back after saying they got the hang of it, but it's still only the first few turns, and the hardest part of the tracks are still coming up. The chaos ahead will be unfolding. Ganesh with a bit of difficulty here. Bardia jumping straight. T jumping straight. Is Matty gonna survive that section? Matty will, The hardest section of the track is still coming up. Bardia crashing out before that. The hardest section is the tunnel section though. And let's see if they can navigate that. T having a bit of a struggle here. Matty as well. And the two push each other. Bardia is gonna fall off because of this. And the safe versus risky finish is left. That's only about a 1 second gain though. So let's see. Matty has any issues. Matty is going for the risky finish. For some reason, he does make it. No, he doesn't. Why did he go for that? Bardia is gonna survive this one because Matty maybe thought he'd lose a 30-meter advantage. I don't think he would have. Let's have a look at Bardia, who was struggling in the previous race. There will be a lot of pushing. Bardia falls out of the track this time, so that's not great. But they do manage to overtake Rockruchek here. Rockruchek struggling a bit. And Bardia failing this jump. Rockruchek didn't make it, it seems. But the fight between the two of them is quite inevitable at this point, although 90 meters is fairly easy to lose on this track out of all tracks. So it will be possible that we see Matty, T, maybe Nick near the back. Bardia failing the chicane again. So it's looking worse and worse for them. And ahead, Rockruchek and Ganesh will be the ones fighting. Rockruchek falling back too. Oh, in fact, Ganesh falling to the tail end. What is he doing? Why didn't he repo? And it would take some insane mistake from Bardia to get Ganesh to fall out. It feels like Bardia is trying to get eliminated here, but that's not gonna happen because Ganesh is too far behind at this point. So another life lost without an elimination. So Bardia, who struggled a bit, let's have a look at their view at the start again. Oh, Bardia really struggling at the start. It feels like they have some good rounds and some bad ones, but now they're like 60 meters in the back, 80, 90. So yeah, that could very well be it yet again. But with so many mistakes from other players, Bardia having big difficulties, that's not enough to make the jump. I believe they will make it now with a crash, but I guess that repo was placed unfortunately. And that's just gonna mean a 200-meter gap. And it seems like the rest will be finishing. Let's see T finish, because that will be what the elimination is. Okay. So Bardia is out. We have an elimination. So this is where the one life segment will be coming into play, where players' lives reset to 1 and they won't have to signify it in their names either, and the last finishing player will always be eliminated from now on, so it's just a straight up knockout. Nick staying on Yeka, it seems, and Matty staying on Yeka. Interesting choices. Could this be that dash? Maybe they think that having Yeka in these rounds will help them overcome the lag, actually, which is a scenario that could very well be true. Oh wow, a lot of chaos again. Let's see, Nick is at the front, and track position could matter quite a bit here, because Nick is not gonna have to run into traffic. Ganesh might not have enough speed. No, he doesn't. He crashed on the green. At least slid quite a bit, and that's a big speed check. So Ganesh is in the back, but T is struggling as well. Will that hurt Ganesh enough? No. So T is the last position player at the moment. Cougar is quite a bit more stable. The front is also quite interesting, but anything could happen. So let's be looking at the back still. In fact, the gap is down to about 50 meters. Ganesh crashed, I think, but T slid around quite a bit as well, making the slowdown just barely. And now they have the choice of the safe or risky finish. I don't think the risky finish can gain this much. Ganesh not going for it, T not going for it, and it could be the end of T. Yes, everyone else has finished. I'm pretty sure. But we do have a race starting again. Rokrocek struggling quite a bit at the start. I think they got pushed, but the start is nothing when you consider that it's only about 10% of the track, even less. This is where the speed ups happen, and this is where things start mattering more and more. A few players close right ahead. And oh, there's gonna be a crash from Ganesh, who was on the Toyota. As I mentioned, Zyno crashing as well. Zyno was on Yeka for quite a while too. So I think they might not have the best Toyeka, best Kuga lines. Matty crashing as well, but Rokrocek hitting the chicane. Oh, they are going for the risky finish. Nick still alive on the Toyeka, I believe. They are all gonna make it. Yes, Nick is on the Toyeka. And let's be looking at Rokrocek because he is 160 meters behind, which means that he's likely gonna get eliminated. Where's Zyno? Zyno is finishing. Okay. I thought for a second that it might be the end for him. Rokrocek not going for a risky finish. After an unfortunate elimination, let's have a look at Frost, who is in the back of the pack with a bit of possible start boost, but again, I think track position at the start matters, so they will be fighting hard for it. And Frost crashing quite a bit, but Ganesh is still behind him. Ganesh not knowing the track that well. Let's see if the rest can make the jumps though, and everyone until Frost can. Zyno not having enough speed. I think he struggled a bit on the green section, so it's Zyno versus Ganesh at the moment. They are 80 meters behind anyone else. Zyno and Ganesh are quite close, and Ganesh sliding around a bit, so this means Zyno is closing in. Ganesh's leg causing a bit of difficulty, possibly for Zyno. Ganesh sliding out. He's gonna have to do the left side pass, which puts Zyno ahead. One of them might have to go for the risky finish, and Matty is not that far either. So the risky finish could be even more risky if someone said no. Matty is not going for it. Zyno and Ganesh both going for the safe one. And it looks like Zyno should be safe, but there's still a bend, which Zyno does survive. Ganesh is out. I saw they didn't finish, there was some kind of bug, but he wasn't pointing out there. But it's down to 10 players, and I think we're getting closer and closer to just the players who have learned this track quite well. Zyno was the one second to last in the previous race, but he's near the front for now. There is a crash coming up, and Frost struggling a bit. Matty struggling even more though. Matty is in the back of the field. I wonder what happened if Frost crashed on his own. Maybe Frost and Matty collide actually. Matty is really far behind. There is a bit of fighting going on ahead. They are good to go with the safe finish because Matty is 90 meters behind. That much cannot be gained by going risky. So I expect most of them to go for the safe finish. Some of them go for the risky one. Quite a few players actually, so this could cause some carnage. Nick is struggling a bit there. Powerade survives. Nick, on the other hand, is gonna get eliminated because of the risky finish. There were a lot of players going in there. They might not have known each other's gaps. And this is unfortunate for him. But he did survive longest on the Toyota. I do feel a bit sorry because that risky finish was even more risky in that scenario. So it's all Cougars. Unless someone changes. But we only have Cougars left. Oh, 3 wide into turn 1. That's not gonna work. It might be better actually to stay back like Powerade there. Is now up to third until he crashes, but that was mostly on his own. And he's now back to the back of the field. Road struggling a bit. Let's see if there's any crashes coming out of this section. Powerade almost missing it. No one missed the jump, and this might be the first round to have that. Road crashes in the next left bendo. So it's 50 meters to Powerade. Let's see if any of them will be crashing. The chicane is not that easy. I almost said chicken. I think any of them could still have a crash. And Rod is not that far behind. I don't think this can be overcome. purely through the risky finish. Let's see who's going for what. Powerade is going left, I think. Two players going to the right there, Ashen and Wurza. Wurza struggling a bit. Wurza does make the risky finish though, overtaking Powerade. And Rhodes going for the risky finish, almost getting out of Powerade, although it was almost a full second still, so... Rhodes is out, but he did put up quite a fight. And he did go to spectator mode, so I don't have to do it myself, which is appreciated. So let's see, I've not been paying full attention to the actual results. Oh, Ashen falling to the back of Arzino, crashing. I think it was a bit too close to the other Cougars, but there's also some more chaotic action going on right ahead. Let's see if they all make the jump. Zino sliding around a bit. It does make it though. So now he will have to stay as close as he can to Ashen and hope for a mistake or go for the risky finish, because it might just be close enough now that by risky finishing, he can overtake someone who isn't going for it. Oh, he and Ashen are side by side on the chicane. Somehow they survive. Ashen might have got pushed even by Zino there. Oh, and Matty sliding out on the boost area over the tunnels. That might wait for Matty, because after this, I don't expect players to make big mistakes unless, again, they go for the risky finish, which was Nick's failure in the end, which cost him the surviving spot. And quite a few of them are going for it. Let's say they do survive. Ashen with a crash. Is Ashen still in? Where is Ashen? Ashen is dying in the tunnel. Matty makes it. Matty survives. Ashen goes out. This is good for Matty, who is still in. He got so close to dying so many times, and he's in the top 7. Let's see if this can keep going. Frost and Wurzel would have turned first, but Powerade pushed him out a bit. Powerade taking the lead. Over Kiki falling back. Remember, track position is important in the beginning, but it's not as important as the final tunnel. As we've seen from a few players before, Matty almost sliding into the left side wall and somehow saving it from sliding out, but he does fall to the back, and he will be the one who's trying to overtake the rest ahead of him. He does survive the chicane. The course is close with some lag involved. We'll be having difficulties there. This track would probably be better without collisions, but we're not here to talk about potential wishful and dreamful artificial features. We are here to witness Matty possibly dying in this round, but if someone ahead doesn't go for the risky finish, they could be dying from that. Matty is the only one going for the save, so this might mean someone's there. Is Powerade? No, that wasn't Powerade. That was Wurzel and Kiki as well, and Kiki will be the one dying. I saw a blue car, which I'm used to being Powerade, but it was actually Wurzel who did manage to finish out of Kiki. They both fell it. I wonder if one of them caused the demise of the other. But Matty keeps surviving on the safe pass. Nick says off meta picks never pay off in his hands. Unfortunate that he died there, but it's weird that to Jacob being the off meta pick here is still fun at least the race. But we do have the round of 6 now going. And it's Zino in the lead and Powerade in the back. Powerade who almost died from failing the car. The previous round, Zino, will he have enough speed for the jump? He goes right to make it actually. That's very smart of him. That probably saved him a lot of time, and this could be what grants him a right to survival. Oh, Zino sliding around here as well. So he's gonna be praying that other players go for the risky finish. So it's gonna come down to the finish again. The top 3 is visible. It's the bottom 3 that are the most important. Unless the top 3 do crash on that, they might be safe, even going the safe finish. Matty going safe finish again. Kila crashing before the risky part of the risky car. So Killa crashed on the jump. He would have crashed going left as well if that's what happened. But he is out now. And Matty going on the safe finish.
Wait, he brake tested me.
Top 5 now. The round of 5. Insane actually. There's some luck involved for sure. It is Zyno, Matty, Frost, Wurzel, and Powerade. Powerade who also got close to getting eliminated once or twice. But oh, Matty and Zyno not getting the boost, maybe even slowing on purpose there. Frost falling to the back though. Not anymore, not in the back, because two players, namely Matty and Powerade, have crashed. They are gonna have enough speed for this jump. Matty barely, I think, but he did have enough for that. So now it's Wurzel, Zyno, Frost, Matty, Powerade. Wurzel going real strong today. I've not seen him perform this well in no pickup events, I think. At least recently, so this is a quite good performance by him. Zyno as well, although he did have some good rounds in RVC. And Matty also, with the safe finishes, I think he does play Trackmania, or at least watches, so he does know a bit about strategies for this kind of event. Zyno not having enough speed for the slowdown, so that might just be it for him. And everyone else saw that, so they can go safe finish. I think they will go safe. No, they are going risk finish. Maybe they wanna be in the practice, but this could still cost them their lives. Powerade not finishing instantly from that, but Zyno was 100 meters behind from the failure. So Zyno will be out. He needs a bit of speed to make that. And almost bumping into the same wall as Powerade did. But Zyno is still out. Okay. And now we are good to go. Frost, who will be taking the first turn in last. He definitely slowed down for that. He wants to avoid the chaos, but there's not as much chaos now. There's only 4 players left. The previous week's event had Frost and Powerade in the final. Let's see if they can make it that far again. Wurzel is in the back this time. He's been performing quite consistently from what I can tell. I've not seen him near the back, but now he's in force. Does he have the pace for this? Because as skillless as they seem, there's still a bit of technique to steering lightly and tapping softly so that your car doesn't slide as much. But the top 3 are quite close and Wurzel is losing a bit of ground. Closeness might be an issue when it comes to the finish though. Oh, Frost having the inside, trying to defend from Powerade, and the two of them are in a bit of a fight. Wurzel catching up. Let's see who goes for which side. Matty going safe finish again. The rest go for risk. Let's see if the risk finishers can make it, because that would be the end for Matty. Wurzel finishing, Frost finishing, Powerade not finishing. Powerade is out. I don't know what happened to him there. I really don't. I didn't see his car, it happened so fast, but Powerade is out. And this means that there's 3 players left. Yeah, Matty's strat there is insane, and I'm not sure how intentionally he did that. I don't know if he anticipated it or just rather wanted to go safe, because he didn't feel like making it. Oh, Matty gets off to a good start here though. And Frost and Wurzel follow closely. And in fact, it did look in the previous round like Matty was baiting them into going for the risky finish, and then he went over to the other side. Oh, he's gonna lose a spot to Frost here, who somehow manages to overtake that. And he could be losing one to Wurzel too. They will be fairly close going into the chicane, unless someone slides out here. Oh, Wurzel overtakes before that, having a really nice jump and banking. So it's Wurzel and Frost out front. Matty really close still. Oh, he's gonna be sliding out though, and this means that Wurzel and Frost can be going for the safe finish. Unless they're trying to prepare for the final round, which they might want to, but that would be their death, possibly. Frost going safe, Wurzel, the one who actually sees the gap, not going for it, but he does make it and wins the race. So good for him. He does make it. And Matty, after so much time spent in last place in the whole event, goes out in third out of 14s, which is incredible. The finals. Frost, who was here in the final last week as well, versus Wurza, who might not have. Oh, he did participate, but I don't know if he was even in the top 5. Let's see. Frost switching to Tayeka. Okay, interesting strategy. Interesting strategy. Let's see what he's gonna do here. Because I feel like he's gonna try to block Wurza from winning. He won't be able to make this jump. He goes off to the left. He practices his car quite a bit on this track. This is the part where Wurza will start catching up. Wurza crashes though! Wurza crashes! Is that it actually? Does he still have time to catch up? I cannot believe that the Toyeka might be winning this lobby after all, but it does look like it at the moment. Wurza will still have a bunch of time to catch back up. Frost will be sliding around the pit here as well. Wurza has a more stable car, but he's not close enough at the moment as it looks. Still, Frost cannot go for the safe finish. It's less than 30 meters. We've seen this gap be overcome by the risky finish, and especially on that Cougar, it will be possible. So let's see if Frost makes it, because that would mean he'll be winning this event, and he will be doing it. So Frost wins on Toyeka. Wurzel out, or finishes second rather. And that will be it. Okay, hello Frost. So the reason I asked you for this quick interview
Yes.
is, did you have a strategy with Toyeka in the end?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I planned that move in like 6-7 rounds in advance. I was always gonna go Yeka at the end because I already had the info from the beginning. I knew what to do a lap on Yeka clean, and then Nick showed me very early in the rounds that if you get away fast enough, you can just block and win. And I knew that it's doable, and I knew I kind of didn't need to do one good race, basically. So I just went for it right at the end for the surprise factor. And I think it worked because I also mental checked Wurzel on the grid. He made a mistake, so it probably freaked him out a bit that I went Yeka. So I think the psychological war was there. It wasn't until like the last 2 minutes that I actually tried Cougar of like the 20 that we've been given. Basically, I did 18 minutes trying to make that jump with Tieka. Then I gave up because I realized it's not gonna happen. I did one lap, and I immediately felt like this is a Cougar track. Went on Cougar, did one lap, and joined the lobby, basically. So, yeah, it was a late realization, but I was like thinking, is Cougar actually the play here? I guess it was. But yeah, it's funny that you say that the track was designed for Cougar and a Toyeka one anyway. And at the same time, you have, the strategy that Killa tried to do, when he brake tested me on the booster. If he actually got me there, I would have insta lost. You know, mind games. I think this track was amazing.
As for you, thank you for this interview. Congratulations on winning for the second time in a row.
Yeah, cheers for having me.
Thank you. Cheers. So yeah, thank you for tuning in for the third or fourth time. I will be going now, and see you on Sunday or before.